What's up, everyone? This is Council Talk here. Today, I'm going to be talking about people who has a dream versus having a goal. We already know there's a lot of people who dreams and who are dreamers. It's normal for a child to have a dream. It's normal to look up to a father figure, a mother figure of what you really want to do when you grow up. In many cases, that does not happen for everyone. Same for me. I'm into anime, cartoons, right? And as long as I remember, when I was a lot younger, I loved drawing manga, comics, and my dream was to work for Marvel or Shonen Jump, something. And for those of you who are familiar with anime and Shonen Jump, you should know what I'm talking about, okay? So, one of my dreams as a child and growing up is that I want to break into the manga, anime industry, comic book industry, and somehow my dream is to have my own animation and comic book become famous and come to life. That was one of my dreams and one of my main dreams growing up. And as I got older, I realized I was being unrealistic. There's too many obstacles, too many sacrifices that I would have to go through just to achieve that. And most people does not break into the industry. Getting into an animation studio or a big multi-million-dollar or billion-dollar company like Marvel Comics, Shonen Jump, right, etc. It is highly competitive, and those type of jobs like that, you have to know the right people, you have to know the right credentials, and you have to have the experience, you have to have the certificates, the degrees, and all that, and you have to have the skill. And they don't pick everybody. Most of the time for jobs like that, they go off of what you know and who you know. Just like in tech, everybody's not gonna make $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 because lawyers, all of them does not make $100,000, $200,000, or $3,000 right off the bat. That does not happen. If that was the case, then it would be a lot easier for people to jump on that and stay within that career long term. But that is not the case from the people I've heard, stories that I've heard, the research that I have done. Okay? Now, that was one of my dreams. And I had to realize, getting older, that it's not going to happen. I have to be more realistic. Time is running out. Why don't I go for a career that's in demand? And that's why I chose to do something in the medical field. And this is what brought me here today. So now, that dream that I have is gone. And now I have a goal in mind to become a future dental hygienist, and one of the best, with the right certificates, the right credentials, and the right experience in mind, because they need people within this field as well. And men, from what I've researched, are in high demand because most people should know within the medical field, majority of the people within the field is women. There's not many men. Okay? Most men, when they go to college, they look into IT tech, being a mechanic, a lot of like hands-on stuff and other stuff that you would see predominantly men be on. They would go for the doctor, teachers, they would go for one of the top earning positions and the positions where it's predominantly dominated by more men. Examples of this is being realistic, and it's there, the opportunities is there, and it's a goal. A little child or a kid could dream about being an astronaut, but guess what? He's not the only child that's thinking about being an astronaut. There's hundreds and millions and thousands of children that think this way. But as you get older, you have to be more realistic. It requires a lot more than people think to break into these type of industries. They don't understand the blood, the sweat, and the tears. And not only that, you have to know the right people. There are people who are blessed to have a family member who's in one of these industries, and they can use that as their gateway to follow their dreams and make it a goal, and it becomes a reality. A dreamer could talk about their ambitions, and all their goals all they want. But if they're not pursuing it and they're not doing anything, it's just a dream. If they're not being realistic about it, about the numbers and how far they could get into it, it's just a dream. But if it's a goal and it's realistic, you have to set that goal with work. Okay? Everything requires work. The difference is between a dreamer and a person who has a goal is that the goal could be set in stone. A dream cannot be set in stone because it's just a dream. You're dreaming. There's cases where you have people that are around you. They may make you feel discouraged about your dream. But when it's your goal and it's something that you could actually reach out to do, it's being realistic. It's being realistic. This is why so many people use the red pill to reference a lot of things. The Bible even speaks on men having to work, be the breadwinner. Okay? And the reason why I even brought that up is that it is in our nature to be ambitious and go for something big and not settle. Like I said occasionally in my past videos, most people is not going to have a career. Look up the population of people that has a career in the United States after getting out of college. Look up the percentage of how much newly college graduates make on average, and how many of those averages actually breaks into certain jobs that they graduated from, because there's a lot of people that graduate with useless degrees. That's for another topic, and I spoke about that as well before, okay? I spoke about that topic well enough before. And this is just being realistic. You could talk all that crap saying that you're gonna do this and this and that, but it don't mean nothing. It's just a dream. It doesn't mean anything. You're dreaming. You're dreaming. You're living in a fantasy. You're not being realistic. Being realistic is actually having the opportunity, the proof, and the environment where you could actually go for that career because it's in high demand in that area you live in. I'm not telling every man to go for a job in the medical field. I'm telling every man, every woman that's listening to this video to take your time to do your research on a career that you want to do and the job that you want to do long term. Because now today, so many people are just dreamers. Just like people who has a New Year's resolution. Well, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to finally get myself together. I'm going to finally go back to school. And it does not happen. It's just a dream. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that listens to you and they're like, "What? How long is this going to last?" Because so many people talks a lot of crap. And it's easy to dream and talk a lot. It comes off as a dream because you're not showing the work. Your actions don't align with your words. So of course, most people in many cases is not going to believe you. A lot of cases, people are not going to believe you, and they're gonna look at it like, oh, you're just a dreamer. You're just dreaming. You're living in la la land. You're living in a fantasy. Oh, I'm a lawyer. I got my lawyer degree. I'm gonna make $100,000, $200,000. And the moment they're actually in the lawyer field, oh crap, I'm not making all that money off the gate. I gotta put in a lot of work. I gotta get hired. I gotta work for a firm. I did research on being a lawyer. I have family members in my family who is a lawyer. I have a family member who's an attorney. Those type of jobs are like commission based. And it's competitive. Those type of jobs I would not want to do because I like steady income where I know what I'm going to make by the hour, and my hours is going to match up to what I'm going to make. So I already know what I'm working with. When you're dealing with jobs that are commission based, you don't know what you're working with. One day you can make $1,000, the next day you can make 70. One week you can make $3,000, the next week you can make 800. That's how it is, and that's how it goes with commission based jobs. You don't go very far with those type of jobs because there's lack of stability. Commission-based jobs are more for like a side gig or something you want to do on the side. Or if you got a lot of free time on your hands and you're debt-free and you don't got much to worry about. But for people that's they got bills to pay, you're on your own, it is better and much more smarter to go for something with stability, a job with stability. And it's smarter to go for a career that pays really well and something that you don't have to stress and dream about even making it. Most people is not going to know the right people to even break into certain industries and certain careers. I am so sorry. This is not to burst nobody's bubble. Yes, God can make anything possible, but you also have to be realistic at the exact same time. The Bible speaks about wisdom and being wise. The Bible speaks about this. Read the Bible for yourself. The King James Version, because all these new translation version Bibles, they're taking a lot of verses out, and I don't agree with that. Okay? It's always wiser to listen to the one that has the most experience, and you also research that experience yourself to understand where, I've researched their experience, I've listened to people experiences, and I've heard videos of people sharing their experiences with this career. I'm just a dreamer at this point because there is a high probability where I am not going to make it within this career. Let me look into something else. Let me look into something where it's in high demand and they need people versus not needing so much people. The jobs that is normally in demand, most people does not want to do. That's why those jobs are in demand. The jobs that are not really in demand, normally you could get big bucks on your first job, but how highly likely is that going to be the case? People needs to do the math, do their research, look up the average starting paying salary for certain jobs that they're looking into, and match it with the cost of living in their area. Look up the average of one-bedroom apartments if you're by yourself, houses, living spaces, condos, whatever your goal is set on. A goal is not going to mean nothing if you yap your mouth and you don't do anything. Then your goal might as well be a dream. You're just dreaming, bro. You're just dreaming. Talk a lot of crap. Don't got no work to show for it. Action speaks louder than words 100% of the time. Actions always shows the work. It shows the time, the sweat, the tears, the prayers, everything. Your actions proves a lot more. It speaks for everything. Put it in the work with your actions speaks for itself. Then, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a chef. I'm gonna open up my 5-star restaurant. The moment I graduate from culinary school, I'm gonna make millions and millions of dollars. That is a dream. Okay, I'm gonna graduate culinary school and I'm gonna work under a chef and work my way up and see if I could break in to the restaurant industry from there. That's being realistic. Now you have a goal, and at the exact same time, you're accepting the realistic terms that comes with that goal. Now you're not a dreamer. Now you understand the differences. Now you understand what I'm trying to mean. Oh, I'm gonna be an actor and famous like Will Smith the moment I graduate from theater. I'm gonna break into the industry real quick, make $10 million. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Now, people should understand where I'm coming from with this video. Now, a lot of you should understand and take the time, am I being a dreamer? Am I being realistic about my decisions and where I want to go in life? Take your time to think. God gave us a mind to think for ourselves. Don't let other people think for you. This is Casual Talk here. Peace out. Let me know what you think.